shakers and scarves. So we wanted to include Wash Day because we wanted to just give a nod to the current situation. So participants may be seeing a lot more cleaning going on in their environment. Yeah. So some people might just be curious about it. You might already be having conversations with people about what's going on. It could also be something that is causing a little bit of anxiety. So we wanted to give you some examples of really fun, creative activities that would, yeah, just turn it on its head a little bit, make the washing and the cleaning a little bit more fun.
Yeah, everybody washes, everybody cleans stuff all the time, and there's a real thing that goes with it. So yeah, you know your participants best, so just find out what they're interested in and what any concerns that they've got, and play with those ideas. Have fun.
Lots of the activities for Wash Day are quite high energy, so it'd be really nice to start your session in a really slow, sensitive way, just to give that participant time to check in with how they're doing, how their body is feeling, where they're at today. You could even conduct this warm-up and have a conversation with them. So by just starting to think about washing, and it's almost like you're giving the participant an opportunity to give themselves a self-massage. You can talk to them about how their body is feeling, if they have any aches and pains today. It could be conversational. You could tell them about any aches and pains that you have as well, and just allow yourself and your participant to work in any areas of the body that need work. If you can reach the back, wherever it needs to be. And just thinking again about connecting with the theme. So you could maybe think about the water splashing onto their face, wakes the skin up really beautifully, washing the face, and then maybe starting to shake off all of that water at the end. So you're bringing the theme in, but you're also waking up the body, waking up the senses, and engaging with that participant. So now it's time to introduce your washcloth. So when you're introducing any new prop to your participant, please do take the time to let that participant explore the prop. If you are able, give them an element of choice rather than just giving them something. Perhaps they could pick the colour. In an ideal non-COVID world as well, I would say, think about how you discover that prop. Maybe open a suitcase with all these different fabrics in. Perhaps at the moment that's not possible, but and just allow them a little bit of time to feel the prop. They might want to put it on as a scarf, as it's meant to be, and then just allow your warm-up that you'd started just to get a little bit more high energy. So maybe thinking about getting really warm, getting really into the skin, really shaking that water off, and then getting this prop involved. So how this becomes a washcloth. Are you going to put it in the water? Are you going to wring it out? Is it really full of water now before you go and wash your face, before you wash your body? I don't know. And you might want to use this as well just to encourage that idea of massage. If that participant you're working with is maybe struggling to reach certain parts of their body, you could use it and actually use it to help massage them. It's really nice texture, this one. And again, if you're using gloves at the moment, it might be a really nice way to have gentle and positive contact with that participant too. So have you ever noticed any of the people that you work with in this withdrawn position who seem to have a lot of focus to the floor, to the ground? And let's imagine that we are still thinking about our theme of Wash Day, and we're going to ask our participants to iron their scarf, their cloth, their washcloth with their feet. So it just encourages participants to start thinking about the lower part of their body, thinking about extending through the feet by moving their scarves, ironing them, and then slowly but surely you can start to bring their focus up and out. You might start to ask them to move their scarf or to use their scarf in a different way to do with our theme of wash day. Okay, so let's get the energy up a little bit more, and we're going to start to wash our fabric, get it nice and clean. We're going to give it a wash like this. We're going to dunk it in the water. We're going to wash it like this. You might want to really think about your music that you're using. Does he wash up? He never washes up. Does he clean up? No, he never cleans up. Does he brush up? He never brushes up. He does nothing. The boy does nothing. So spring clean. So at this point, you can really engage your participant in talking about how we'd spring clean. So you might offer a few suggestions, like I might want to spring clean my chair. And look at how I'm using this as a nice twist in my body as well. So getting people moving in a slightly different way. People might want to think about dusting any tables, anything that happens to be in their locality. You can also start engaging people in their imagination. So maybe they want to dust the cobwebs. Quite a nice one. And remember, flick out the cobwebs when you're done as well, because it's super dusty. They might want to dust themselves. They might want to dust you. And just encourage a conversation. Give them some suggestions about things that we might want to clean. And once you've got a few movement ideas, you could maybe put them into a little sequence. So it might be that you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and repeat. So we've been on a bit of a journey with wash day and scarves and movements. So to finish, we're just going to fold up our scarves. So it's not about your scarf being folded perfectly. It can be in any way that the participant chooses. And this is a really nice way to end, because you can be reflective about the journey that you've just been on together, what you've washed, where you've laughed. And just as we're finishing, you know, my advice to you is use some of your own ideas. Just have an understanding of the participants' capabilities. If you're doing something that's very high energy and you know they've got an injury, just be mindful of that. Any of these ideas and activities that we've done today, you can speed up, slow down, extend. So make choices about music. But again, just finish it up by taking that time with your partner to fold and finish.
Okay, so we're going to look at some simple music making in the context of wash day, building on a lot of what Rosa did. So as a simple musical warm-up, we can rub our hands together, sort of focusing on the sound that the hands make, tips of the fingers, maybe bring that onto the face and round to the neck and round to the ears, listening to the sound it makes, and again the whole body, what sound does it make, but also just helping to warm us up, and this can be integrated into what happened earlier if necessary. We can dab ourselves dry, again sound, start tapping the body, waking the body up, that sort of thing, maybe get that bit faster on the body if it feels okay. Again, you can model this, you can demonstrate this, and encourage the participants to take part in this at a level they feel comfortable with. Slowly, introduce the ideas slowly, I think, on the whole. So we've got some physical warm-up, and we also need to think about the voice, and obviously this is a time of COVID, we have to be careful how we use the voice. So with this particular warm-up, we maybe want to focus on some very gentle shh, sort of mimicking the sound of water, if you like. We could scoop some water up and just getting the face working. Again, if this is not too silly, we have to be careful with that kind of approach. Another really nice thing is to mimic the sound of a dripping tap. Or we could do it like this. A lot of people will know this trick. Again, just getting the mouth working. And there may be other things that you can think of that you can mimic, but just gently sort of introducing the voice. It's not unusual for people to start singing, particularly with a theme like this, and if we've already introduced some music, they may just want to sing along, and we can bring that in quite gradually as we go, I think. So the next stage would then be to perhaps introduce an instrument. Okay, so we've done a little warm-up, and we might now have to extend that onto exploring an instrument. Simple egg in this case, so we might mimic the sound of dripping with our nail, or try and make as small a sound as possible. We might turn the egg to create a constant sound of water in the background. All sorts of ways that you can explore with your participant how that might develop. There are several eggs in the pack. That sounds... rolling them around gently again. It's a sort of physical, tactile thing, but starting to make sort of extended sound, I suppose. You could introduce in the background some music at any stage, something with a kind of clearer pulse. And what will tend to happen, people may start to sing along with a particular tune that's been chosen. We could put the eggs inside this cloth and start to wash ourselves with it, maybe to the pulse of what's going on. Find ways of doing that, and that's quite an interesting challenge to get all that stuff in there. And as I say, just allow people to explore the instruments and go with whatever ideas come up. We've expended some energy during Washday, and with the music we want to just gradually wind down. So the tune perhaps that's playing in the background with a really strong pulse we want to replace with something a little bit more relaxing, something that you might find in a spa, not the shop, but the kind of place that you might go to look after yourself for some well-being and have your nails done. So something really tinkly and gentle, and just really put some stuff away and just relax into the feeling of having done some vigorous activity. Or maybe have a nice chamomile tea.
So don't be afraid with this theme to mix it up a little bit, so you can extend lots of the themes by bringing in extra props. Maybe when COVID's out of the way, you could bring in, loofahs, sponges,
towels,
all
sorts of things.
All sorts of things, yes.
You'll think of stuff.
You know, don't be afraid to use loads more of your own ideas with the washing. Get ideas from the participants, and you can also break all these activities down as well. You can break
them down into any and spread them over a certain amount of times, particularly if you're working with a person week on week. And you can extend the activities. I mean, for example, the sort of meditative part at the end, you could introduce a simple guided meditation to help someone relax if that was appropriate. So there's all sorts of places this stuff can go, and hopefully that's been useful. Washday.
Time to do some washing.